કારણ કે હું બેસું છું ત્યાં પુણેને જરૂર મારું નામ છે ક્યાં બેસું અહીંયા બેસી જાઉં હા લાદી જોડે આવતા મળ્યો ને રાજુ
because I just don't remember what's classes. I learned it and I worried about the
So nice to see you. Hi, Jani. How are you? Did you I took because I had a meeting and I came in and she was coming to yeah. Nice to see you. Doing well. So I was home for about 5 days and then she done, so that was good. Please give them my best. How's that going? Yeah. Yeah.
I wish you could come now.
It's nice to see you.
There's no place like home, right? Yeah. No matter how many years we live elsewhere, it's still Regina. So.
Yeah, our boys.
Mom and Dad have been when I come back, I'm like, oh, it still feels like Regina's home. I was born in Ottawa, but right after I was born, I moved to Regina. So yeah, I was like my childhood until the university there. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
Nice to meet you. This is you. This is
First day of time, you ditched me the second we got to that. The other one it's the same, right?
Oh, she was so weird. I thought she could just say, Auntie Jani was because I just saw the weird things, you know, when the sitcom song. And I was just rushing at
Because their hearts were so I went to that would be ours. You're gonna switch it back on. Because if you do that, then you will
Sorry, I had to direct my notes. How are you guys? Good? Just tell Erdman and Sonia that I say hi. He probably has no idea. I haven't even spoken to him. I just got in this morning. 3 hours of sleep. I'm Sunil Stockton.
Yeah, I figured.
Yeah.
See, I remember faces.
How can you forget me?
I don't know what you're saying. I know faces.
I know. We're Sunil's daughters.
Hey, where do you live?
Victoria. Yeah. I left her, we graduated. And then mom and dad passed her.
Are your parents in England now?
No, they're here. My mom's mom passed away. I don't know if she knows yet, but it's kind of happened and then in there. So we've been there 3 times. We'll talk about it.
Please do sit down. On behalf of Ashraf, my eldest brother, and the other siblings, can I extend a very warm welcome to you all to the celebration of Mrs. Dhanlaxmi Jani and her life. Now I know that some of you have travelled hundreds of miles to get here at very short notice, and for this we are deeply grateful for all your love and support at this sad time. I think Ba would have been thankful and delighted to see you all here this morning. So thank you very much indeed. In a moment, Guru Niraj Panditji will lead us in a puja. This will be followed by some speeches where we will reminisce and remember Ba by our memories. At 11:40, we will pay our last respects to Ba. Then at 12 noon, there will be refreshments served in the lower ground floor downstairs. So please, afterwards, make your way there. The immediate family will be leaving at noon to go to the crematorium. Can I also just say that this afternoon, we'd like all of you are warmly welcome to Mike and Kalpana's house this afternoon, so we can continue our reminiscing. The address is on the cards on your seats, and hopefully the immediate family will return back from the crematorium by 2:30. So please feel free to come anytime after 2:30. And I hope as many of us as possible would come and join us this afternoon. Now, before Panditji comes to lead our pujas, may I just request that our mobile phones are switched off. I used to love her mobile phone. In respect for her, let's just switch our phones off. Thank you.
नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे। तो आइए माता जी की जो अंत्येष्टि और क्रिया है वो मैं अब बड़े बच्चों को बुलाऊंगा कि बड़े बेटे और सभी भाई एक साथ यहाँ आ जाएं। शूज़ ना पहने उन्होंने, अगर कोई बेल्ट पहनी वो भी उतार दें, क्योंकि चमड़े का कोई भी सामान अपने पास ना हो। सो प्लीज़ डोंट वेयर एनी लेदर shoes and belts also, and purse is also, please keep it in your chairs. Then all the brothers is come forward to the last rituals. शान्तिदान प्रयच्छतुः महर्षे गोत्रसम्भूता काश्यपं दिला स्मृतः तस्मादेषां प्रदानेन सर्वपापवयो हतुः ॐ हिरण्यगर्भगर्भस्थं हेमवीजं विभावसो अनन्तपुण्यं फलदं मातः शान्तिप्रयक्षमेः कामधेनुसमद्भूतं सर्वयज्ञेषु संस्थितं देवायां यज्ञातुं दानिस्यां सुखं स्थिरः। ॐ प्रजापति भगवान के लिए ओम सर्वदेवमयं धान्यं सर्वोत्पत्तिकरं परं प्राणिनां जीवनोपायो दानादस्य सुखं ममः। ओ गुणभिक्षोरसोद्भूतं मन्त्राणां प्रणदोष्यथाः दानिनास्य सदा शान्तिर्भवति विषप्रसादतः रजत प्रतिष्ठपित्राणां विष्णुशङ्करयोः स्थिताः शिवनेत्रोर्भरोपमस्य दानमे सुखम्। ओम यस्मदनेन सह सर्वे नोष्टकृतास्तवं विना सोमा प्रीतिकरा यस्मादानिस्य सदा सुखम्। श्री श्वेतवाराकल्पेः वैवस्वन्त्रियष्टाविष्टमेः कलिजुगे कलिप्रथम चरणेः प्रणादेशेः अन्तार्यराज्यकृतेः योक्लुग्रामे स्थितमुमासेः शुभे मासेः भाद्रदमासेः कृष्णपक्षे अमुक्तिथ्यामः नवम्यां ततोऽग्नेः हे गुरुवारवासन्तामः अमुक्गोत्रोत्पन्नोऽहम् शाण्डिल्यस्य गोत्रोत्पन्नोऽहम्। Your name? Ashok. Full name.
Or your brother Shankar, Jani.
सपरिवारस्य अस्मतः मातु और देवी क्रियापूर्वकः यथाशक्ति गौदानश्च अहम करिष्ये। ओम हरि ओम ओम मोक्ष देहि जगन्नाथ मोक्षं देहि जनार्दनः मोक्षधेनु प्रदानेन श्री विष्णु प्रियन्तामः। ओम आवाहयं देवी गां त्वं त्रिलोक्यमातरं यस्मरण मात्रेण सर्वपापे प्रमुच्यते। त्वं देवी त्वं जगन्माता त्वमासी वसुन्धरा गायत्री त्वं च सावित्री गंगा त्वं च सरस्वती तृणानि भक्षेस नित्यम् अमृतं सर्वतेस् प्रभोः भूतप्रेतपिशाचाश्च पितृदेवमनुष्यानः सर्वास्यारते देवी नराः पापसङ्कटातः।
Vishnu.
ओम विष्णोर्ब्रह्मोदितिवाहते श्री श्वेतवाराकल्पेः वैवस्वन्त्रेः अष्टाविष्टमेः कलिजुगे कलिप्रथम चरणे गृणादेशेः अन्तार्यराज्यकृतेः योक्लग्रामे स्थितमुमासेः शुभे मासेः भाद्रपदमासेः कृष्णपक्षे अमुक्तिथ्यामः नवम्यां ततोऽग्नेः गुरुवारवासन्तामः अमुक्गोत्रोत्पन्नोऽहम्। शाण्डिल्यस्य गोत्रोत्पन्नोऽहम्। Your name? दैविक क्रिया क्रियन्ते गोत्रायः शाण्डिल्यस्य गोत्रायः। माताजी का नाम?
Dhanlaxmi or your Jani.
स तस्मात् उत्तम लोक प्राप्ति हेतवे और दैविक क्रिया कर्म च अहम करिष्ये। ओम हरि ओम ओम विष्णोर्ब्रह्मोदितिवाहते श्री श्वेतवाराकल्पे वैवस्वन्त्रे अष्टाविष्टमेः कलिजुगे कलिप्रथम चरणेः प्रणादेशेः अन्तार्यराज्यकृतेः ओक्लग्रामे स्थितेः अमुकमासेः शुभे मासेः भाद्रपदमासे कृष्णपक्षे अमुक्तिथ्यामः नवम्यां ततोऽग्नेः हे गुरुवारवासन्तामः अमुक्गोत्रायः शाण्डिल्यस्य गोत्रायः। धनलक्ष्मी हरिहर जानी नाम ययाः गोत्रशवनाम प्रेतमृत्थानि एष ते पिण्डो मया दीयते तपोप्रतिष्ठिताम्।
Shri Vishnu,
विष्णु
Shri Vishnu,
विष्णु
Shri Vishnu.
ओम विष्णोर ब्रह्मोदित्य प्राहृदे श्री श्वेतवाहा कल्पे वैवस्वन्त्रेष्टाविष्टमेः कलयुगे कलिप्रथम चरणे गुणादेशे ओंकार्यो राज्यकृते ओकुलग्रामे स्थितभूमासे शुभे मासे भाद्रमासे कृष्णपक्षे अमुक्तिथ्यामः नवम्यां सुदिनेः गुरुवारवासन्तामः अमुक्गोत्रायः शाण्डिल्यगोत्रायः
Dhanlaxmi,
धनलक्ष्मी हरिहर जानी प्रेतद्वारे देशपान्थनिमित्तः पेशते पिण्डो मया दीयते तपोपतिष्ठितामः विष्णु
Shri Vishnu,
विष्णु
Shri Vishnu,
विष्णु
Shri Vishnu.
ओम विष्णोर ब्रह्मोदिति प्राहृदे श्री श्वेतवाहा कल्पे वैवस्वन्त्रेष्टाविष्टमेः कलयुगे कलिप्रथम चरणे गणादेशे ओंकार्यो राज्यकृते ओकुलग्रामे स्थिते भूमासे शुभे मासे हे भाद्रमासे कृष्णपक्षे अमुक्तिथ्यामः नवम्यां सुमुदिने गुरुवार वासन्तामः अमुक्गोत्रायः शाण्डिल्यगोत्रायः धनलक्ष्मी हरिहर जानी नाम्याः प्रेतद्वारे देश ओम अमुक प्रेत चत्वारे केशव निमित्त एषते पिण्डो मया दीयते तपोपतिष्ठितामः विष्णु
Shri Vishnu,
विष्णु
Shri Vishnu,
विष्णु
Shri Vishnu.
ओम विष्णोर ब्रह्मोदित्य प्राहृदे श्री श्वेतवाहा कल्पे वैवस्वन्त्रेष्टाविष्टमेः कलयुगे कलिप्रथम चरणे गणादेशे ओंकार्यो राज्यकृते ओकुलग्रामे स्थिते अमुकमासे शुभे मासे भाद्रमासे कृष्णपक्षे अमुक्तिथ्यामः नवम्यां सुदिने गुरुवार वासन्तामः अमुक्गोत्रायः शाण्डिल्यगोत्रायः
Dhanlaxmi,
धनलक्ष्मी हरिहर जानी अमुक प्रेतविशांतो भूतनामनः एषते पिण्डो मया दीयते तपोपतिष्ठितामः विष्णु
Shri Vishnu,
विष्णु
Shri Vishnu,
विष्णु
Shri Vishnu.
ओम विष्णोर ब्रह्मोदित्य प्राहृदे श्री श्वेतवाहा कल्पे वैवस्वन्त्रेष्टाविष्टमेः कलयुगे कलिप्रथम चरणे गणादेशे ओंकार्यो राज्यकृते ओकुलग्रामे स्थितभूमासे शुभे मासे भाद्रमासे कृष्णपक्षे अमुक्तिथ्यामः नवम्यां सुदिने गुरुवार वासन्तामः अमुक्गोत्रायः शाण्डिल्यगोत्रायः धनलक्ष्मी हरिहर जानी साधक नाम प्रेत एषः चित्रगुप्तः देवताः तथा पिण्डस्ते मया दीयते तपोपतिष्ठितामः ओम हरि ओम ओम सब पिंडों में डालेंगे ओम पिंडो परिहि जलम पिंडो परिजलम उपतिष्ठितामः ओम पिंडो परिजलम उपतिष्ठितामः ओम पिंडो परिजलम उपतिष्ठितामः ओम पिंडो परिहि चंदनम 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 उपतिष्ठितामः ओम हरि ओम ओम पिंडो परिहि तिलम उपतिष्ठितामः ओम पिंडो परिहि तिलम उपतिष्ठितामः ओम पिंडो परिहि तिलम उपतिष्ठितामः ओम पिंडो परितिलम उपतिष्ठितामः ओम पिंडो परिहि पुष्पम 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 उपतिष्ठितामः पिंडो परिहि फलम उपतिष्ठितामः ॐ पिण्डोपरिः दीपम् उपतिष्ठितामः ॐ पिण्डोपरिः दीपम् उपतिष्ठितामः ॐ पिण्डोपरिः ॐ पिण्डोपरिः दक्षिणाम् उपतिष्ठितामः ॐ अनाथनिधनो देव शङ्खचक्रगदाधरः अक्षय पुण्डरीकाक्षः प्रेतमोक्षप्रदो भवः अयोध्या मथुरा माया काशी काञ्ची अवन्तिकाः पुरीद्वारावती गेया सप्तेता मोक्षदायकः ॐ अनाथनिधनो देवः ऐसे रखिएगा, ऐसे रखें और ऐसे चलते जाइएगा। ॐ अनाथनिधनो देव शङ्खचक्रगदाधरः अक्षय पुण्डरीकाक्षः प्रेतमोक्षप्रदो भवः ॐ अयोध्या मथुरा माया काशी काञ्चीवन्तिकाः पुरीद्वारावती गेया सप्तेता मोक्षदायकः ॐ तुलसीदलं मुखे कृत्वा तिलं दर्भासनमृतं मा नरो विष्णुपरं याति पुत्रहीनोपसंशयः ॐ लोमभ्यः स्वाहा ॐ त्वचेभ्यः स्वाहा ॐ लोहिताय स्वाहा ॐ मेदभ्यः स्वाहा ॐ आसिभ्यः स्वाहा ॐ सायुभ्यः स्वाहा ॐ अस्थिभ्यः स्वाहा ॐ मज्जाभ्यः स्वाहा ॐ रेतसे स्वाहा ॐ पायवे स्वाहा ॐ आयसाय स्वाहा ॐ प्रायसाय स्वाहा ॐ सयासाय स्वाहा ॐ व्यासाय स्वाहा ॐ उद्यसाय स्वाहा ॐ शुचये स्वाहा ॐ शोचते स्वाहा ॐ शोचमानाय स्वाहा ॐ शोकाय स्वाहा ॐ तपसे स्वाहा ॐ तप्यते स्वाहा ॐ तप्यमानाय स्वाहा ॐ तप्तताय स्वाहा ॐ धर्माय स्वाहा ॐ निष्कृताय स्वाहा ॐ प्राश्चित्तये स्वाहा ॐ भेखजाय स्वाहा ॐ यमाय स्वाहा ॐ अन्तकाय स्वाहा ओम ऋतवे स्वाहा, ओम ब्रह्मणे स्वाहा, ओम ब्रह्महत्याये स्वाहा, ओम विश्वेभ्यो देवेभ्यो स्वाहा, ओम भावा पृथिव्याम स्वाहा। ओम अनादिनिधनो देव शंख चक्र गदाधर अक्षय पुंडरीकाक्षः प्रीतमोक्षप्रदो भवः।
Shri Vishnu, Vishnu, Shri Vishnu, Vishnu, Shri Vishnu.
ओम विष्णोर ब्रह्महत्याहते श्री श्वेतवारः कल्पे वैवस्वंत्रेष्टाविष्टमेः कलयुगे कलिप्रथम चरणे कृणादेशे ओंटारि राज्यकृते ओकुलग्रामे स्थिते भगमासे शुभे मासे भाद्रपदमासे शुक्लपक्षे कृष्णपक्षे अमुक्तित्यामः नवम्यां स्तुङ्गने गुरुवारवासन्ताम् अमुगोत्राय शाण्डिल्यगोत्राय धनलक्ष्मी हरिहर जानी नामः अप्रेतः शवस्ते प्रेत देवतो एष पिंडो मया दीयते तपोतिष्ठितामः। ओम पिंडो प्रीहि जलम उपतिष्ठितामः। ओम पिंडो प्रीहि चंदनम उपतिष्ठितामः। ओम पिंडोपरिहि जलम उपतिष्ठितामः। ओम पिंडोपरिहि पुष्पम उपतिष्ठितामः। ओम अनाथनिधनो देव शंख चक्र गदाधरः अक्षय पुंडरीकाक्षः प्रेतमोक्षप्रदो भवः। ओम अनादिर्निधनो देव शंखचक्रगदाधरः अक्षय पुंडरीकाक्षः प्रेतमोक्षप्रदो भवः। ओम अनादिर्निधनो देव शंखचक्रगदाधरः अक्षय पुंडरीकाक्षः प्रेतमोक्षप्रदो भवः। ओम अयोध्या मथुरा माया काशी कांची अवंतिकाः पुरीद्वारावती गेया सप्तेता मोक्षदायकः। ओम कृतस्वादुष्कृतं महकर्मजानताः व्याप्यजानताः मृत्युकालवश्यं प्राप्य नरं मञ्चत्वामागतः धर्माधर्मसमायुक्तं लोभं मोहसमावृतः देहेयं सर्वगात्राणि दिव्यान् लोकान् स गच्छतु। ओम अनादिर्निधनो देव शंखचक्रगदाधरः अक्षय पुंडरीकाक्षः प्रेतमोक्षप्रदो भवः। ओम अनादिर्निधनो देव शंखचक्रगदाधरः अक्षय पुंडरीकाक्षः प्रेतमोक्षप्रदो भवः। ओम अयोध्या मथुरा माया काशी कांची अवंतिकाः पुरीद्वारावती गेया सप्तेता मोक्षदायकः।
Shanjeet, for leading us in the push house. Much appreciated. We're just going to spend some moments just remembering Ba, all that she means to us and has meant to us in the past. So I would first like to call my brother Sunil and Nimisha to come up here and to speak.
Om Namah Shivaya. And thanks for everybody coming out. Momo's very special to everybody else. Sorry. Momo's very special to everyone else, all around Regina and everybody else around England, everywhere else. I'm going to miss her very much, very, very dearly. I'm going to miss her phone calls every morning. And I'm going to miss my boss phone calls from England before I go to bed. So these are the phone calls I'm going to miss. I'm going to miss her voice. And I love her very much, Jessica. Thank you.
Jai Shri Krishna. My name is Jani, and I'll be speaking on behalf of my family, Sunil Jani, Marika Jani, and Anisha Jani, aka the favorite grandchild. Just kidding. Always the most helpful. My sister and I had a very special bond with our grandparents. We were lucky to have grown up with them in Regina, Saskatchewan. We saw them on a daily basis and spent countless birthdays, holidays, and special events, like graduations together. When our family moved to Victoria, BC, at the time, it had felt like we left a piece of us behind. That piece was our Ba and Dada. It was especially hard for my dad, who had spent most of his life by their side. He was always tending to every and each of their needs. He was always there for them and would do whatever needed to be done, whether it was mowing the grass, getting groceries, or fixing things for them, he was always there. So when we moved away, the distance was extremely difficult for him, but he still found ways to be there for them through frequent trips and daily phone calls. There was never a day he didn't call his parents. I know he will miss Ba dearly. Her strong presence will be missed. In Ba, I just want to thank you for teaching us so many things throughout your life. From the day I was born, you taught me how to be a fighter. You lit a fire in our hearts that will burn through the darkest of days. You challenged me in so many ways that I didn't think were possible, so thank you for giving me resilience. You taught us that there were things that money can't buy. If it wasn't for you, I wouldn't know the true value of family. Through your actions, you showed us the importance of speaking the truth and standing up for what you believe in. You acted as a guide, teaching us to be better every day, to appreciate what we have in front of us. Thank you for showing me what love should look like. And lastly, I want to thank you for giving me my dad. He is my everything. And thank you for giving me the family I have. There are parts of me and us that will be forever changed by you. Om Namah Shivaya Ba, until we meet again. Thank you. Jasiya Shama, I just want to say thank you for everything. And we ask for your blessings, and we love you so much, right? Just Yashnava, I love you.
Thank you, Sunil. Anisha, Nimisha. So my name is Piers. I want to just say a few words about Mrs. Dhanlaxmi Jani, our beloved Ba, who died on Monday this week, aged 92. She was 2 years a widow of my father, Hariha Jani, mother of Ashok, Sunil, Kalpana, Alkesh, and myself. Grandmother to 12, and great-grandmother to 2, and 1 on the way. Now, as most of you know, Ba was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer in May this year. Therefore, we knew that the end of her life was fast approaching. However, we were shocked to have her taken so quickly and in such sad circumstances. Now, how can one encapsulate the life of Ba in just a few words? Where do I start? Those of us who knew her would agree that 2 words which epitomize Ba are formidable and phenomenal. She was born in Nakuru, Kenya, the 9th of April, 1931. She got married at the age of 16 during the same year as Queen Elizabeth, whom she met twice in her life. What modern ears find strange is that she first saw and met her husband for the first time on the marriage ceremony of the day she got married. And they were happily married for 74 years. She had many exceptional traits. She was full of confidence and courage. Whereas my father and the rest of the family are reticent in nature, she led from the front and was indomitable. Our father thought that he was the head of the family, and the debate about who really ran the show continues to this day. As most of us know, she was a great talker and loved chatting. She would talk to anyone and everyone. She was a source of many wonderful stories. She would regularly hold forth with crowds of people around her and keep them entertained for hours on end with the conversation and the stories. In the 90s, when she could no longer meet people in person, she mastered the iPhone to enable her to keep talking with family and friends. And many of you will have enjoyed WhatsApp video calls from her time and time again. And before she acquired the smartphone, she used a landline. And she had an amazing memory and memorized over 20 telephone numbers, many with international codes, so she could phone people every day. She was also a great cook, and we all loved her meals. We will treasure memories of Ba in her later life. We would chop the vegetables and roll the chapatis, and she would supervise and spice the food as only she could. In her younger days, she catered for weddings and parties for groups, which are groups of hundreds of people. And she summoned her family as her task force to help her with this. And earnings from this endeavor kept her family financially afloat when we first arrived in England from Kenya. She was also, I think most of you know, a great traveler. Last year, when she was 91, she traveled solo from Toronto to Denver, then from Denver to Regina, then from Regina to Victoria, before returning to England. Many will know of her trip to India earlier this year. And on her return flight, she managed to garner over 30 people in her part of the aeroplane and led communal singing. Please ask a family member later to show you the truly extraordinary videos of this actual event. She had enormous reserves of energy. She routinely worked 12 hours a day, as well as caring for her family. The catering business was on top of this, and we are thankful that we siblings inherited even just a small measure of her energy levels. She was determined and had a strong resolve. Example of this is at age 91, even in the depths of winter, whilst in Cambridge, she would insist on a daily walk. And as late as spring this year, she kept up an hour-long walk every day. And when Dad was alive, she also insisted that he too walked daily. On occasions when Dad wanted to miss his walk, well, I'm afraid this wasn't an option. Ba loved her family deeply. She wasn't always easy to live with. As being such a formidable and strong-willed person, things often got a bit difficult. But, you know, she wanted the best for her children and her family. And she gave her life looking after us all, and for this, we are deeply, deeply grateful. With that draw to a close, I want to say a few words of thanks to many of you who have loved and cared for Ba over the years. Not just Ba, but also Ba and Papa. You know who you are, and I can't name everybody because time doesn't permit me. But I think Ba would like me to mention a few names. And I'm going to start with Kokila Mami. Kokila Mami is an auntie in England, and she held daily pujas with Ba via WhatsApp ever since that time. Our extended family in Regina, especially Bim and Gogo, Thirda Mami, who regularly visited and helped both our parents. Mum and Dad were very fond of Chandresh and his parents. They lived in each other's houses and spent many hours together. And I could go on. There are many, many other names I could mention, but we don't have time, I'm afraid. A heartfelt thanks goes to all of you who have cared and helped Ba in large or small measures. I'm very, very grateful for that. Just a word about my wife Fiona, who isn't able to be with us here today, and she's caring for her elderly parents, and she sends her warmest of regards. Now, we loved Ba very much indeed. We'll miss her hugely. I thank God for granting us such an amazing mother. We will treasure her memories as long as we live. Can I just finish by some words she said to me just some days ago? And this is a request to all of you, okay? She raised her hand and said to me that we have 5 siblings, are like 5 fingers. And therefore we must remain united as a hand. And then she made a fist and said, we must also remain strong as a fist. So I want to ask all of you to hold us siblings to account so that we may live lives which are loving, forgiving, peacemaking, and in unity, for the honor and sake of our God.
My dearest, it's been a great pleasure and an honor to look after my mom for the last few months of her life. It was an honor that I never expected. I am very, very grateful. My mother was compassionate and caring. She was super smart. She was an incredibly smart woman. Her life was not easy, but she met every challenge with intense determination and positivity. And while we may not always have seen eye to eye, like her cooking skills, I never matched up to Mum's cooking skills or her socialization. I was too quiet, but we loved each other. Our love between us was immeasurable. I would like to tell people a couple of stories from our last few months together that highlighted Pa's qualities. As Piyush said, Mum went to India in April. That was after 30 years, and that was one of her last wishes, to go to India to see her family and nephews and nieces. I joined her several weeks towards the end of her trip. She was so excited for this trip and looked forward to catching up with all the family and friends that she had not seen in many, many decades. This trip was one of the most treasured memories. I saw my mother in her element, like I'd never seen her before. She was cracking jokes the whole time. The whole room would be in stitches. She danced, she sung till the early hours of the morning and would wake up early to start all over again the next day. This went on for weeks. She was a beacon of light and joy. Hearing the stories shared between her and our family gave me a precious look into Pa's past and the people that shaped her. She had an incredible knack for bringing people together, as my brother Piyush said. And on our way home from India, I was the one who witnessed Pa singing bhajan with a whole section of our plane. And I'm not kidding you, she had people up singing and dancing bhajans and clapping. I have videos and videos if anybody wants to see them. It was absolutely amazing to watch. She was an incredible, everybody took exchange phone numbers, and she was just unreal. Throughout these difficult months, she remained strong, despite knowing that her journey was coming to a close. One of her final wishes was to return to Regina. That's where she lived with Dad for a long, long time. Regina was her home, and she was pining to see her home and her community and family once more. After convincing her siblings that she could make the journey, Alkish and I traveled with her back to Saskatchewan. Alkish is my youngest brother. Once we landed, she was so excited that instead of waiting for the rest of the passengers to plane, because she was a wheelchair passenger, she had to wait till the end, but she would not take no for an answer. She got up and she said, "I'm moving." And she went to the front of the plane and said, "I'm not waiting." And off she went. During the time in Regina, she danced, she visited, and was filled with joy. Her only regret being that she wasn't able to see her eldest brother, Bihari Mama Mota Mama to us, but that was to be. It was incredible to see all of her friends and community come and support her. These past few months have been very difficult, to say the least. I want to thank my sister-in-law. There are lots of people I want to thank, but one of the people that I really do want to thank is my sister-in-law, Fiona, who isn't able to be here today. She has looked after my mum like her own. She went way beyond her daughter-in-law duties and made Mum feel comfortable and loved. I also want to thank my brothers and my own family for being there for me. Without you guys, I could not have done it. In particularly, I'd like to thank my husband, Mike. He has been a rock, not only for me, but also for my mum. Thank you, Mike. Thank you to my children who have supported me with phone calls, and to Bob also. I will always remember my mother, and I know that she will live on in me and all of us for many, many years. As Bob would say, be a strong.
Good morning. My name's Alkesh. I'm Ba's youngest son, and I just want to say thank you to everyone here in the audience and everyone in Zoom line and online for joining us today. I'm sure Ba would have been very happy to see all of you. She would have hugged all of you, and she would have made sure that you were feeling very comfortable, and then she would have made you sing songs, do bhajans and dance. And then she would have made you eat. When you were full already, she would make you eat again. So you can't eat no more, have some chai, and give you hugs and make sure that you felt looked after. And that's because because she loved everyone. Thank you.
May I call upon Jay, Harish, and Kunal come and say a few words?
Hi everyone, Jai Shri Krishna. I'm Poonam. I'm Ba's eldest granddaughter, and this is my brother Jay and Harish. I'm living in New York now, and Jay and Harish are in Vancouver. I have many fond memories of Ba over the years. We initially were all in Regina with her before we moved to Victoria, and while we were young, we don't remember a lot of that, but we look at pictures and remember all the fun times, all of the trips to the temple, because Ba was very religious and loved going to the mandir, and that was instilled upon us growing up. One thing that we know is Ba loved cooking. She was obsessed, and she made sure that her grandchildren enjoyed her food every time we came. Ba knew that I had a sweet tooth, and every time she would come to Victoria or we would go to Regina, there would be so much dessert. And as we know, Dada was diabetic. She would not let him touch one bite. She would say it was for me. And lucky for me, I had a great metabolism where I could eat it all. And she made sure I would eat every bite of everything she made. She had the best shrikhand ever. I have the recipe. I love it. I will always remember her for teaching me how to make her version. As her eldest granddaughter, she had very high expectations for me. She always taught me to be strong, independent, and be a fighter. Ba did not have a chance to have education, so for her it was very important that us women did pursue some education. She really wanted us to go to school, get married, have a family, but she would tell me all the time, I want you to do something special. One thing that she was really happy about was when I told her that I was finally graduating from medical school. She flew all the way by herself to New York City to attend that graduation. Nothing was gonna stop her from going there. The whole weekend, she would point to random people and point to me saying, this is my granddaughter. She is doctor. She was very, very proud. She was proud of her sons who were doctors, but she was so proud to have a female doctor in the family. She said it all the time. She also then, after graduating, told me that my first order of business was to find a man and get married and have many children. Luckily for me, Jay actually got married first, but I was able to do all those things she wished. We had a great wedding. I had a baby. She got to meet that baby. One of our last trips where we got to see her was in Toronto when my family was able to go and visit. She was exhausted. She was on medication. She wasn't eating, but she made every effort to play with my son, her great-grandson. I know she wanted to see her great-granddaughter dearly, but she was just so proud to see the next generation. Ba loved children. I'm sure many of you know in Regina, she had a daycare. She loved seeing babies. She wanted to see our family grow, and it makes me happy that she was around and able to see that, and also see some of these next generations that'll hold these family feelings and values and traditions. Ba, we will miss you and love you very much. We'll think about you a lot. And we'll always remember everything that you taught us. We'll give it to Jay.
just going to take a moment to share some wishes from our extended family from the Trivedi side. So I'll read what they've sent me. So we will pray to the Almighty God to grant eternal peace and moksha to late Lakshmi Ben's pious soul, who during her lifetime, with her charms, easily mixed with everyone, was always eager to help others whenever required. She'll be missed not only by her immediate relatives, but also her friends, acquaintances throughout India, Africa, the UK, the United States, and Canada. A heartfelt condolences to all immediate family members. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. I think, when thinking about Ba and our time with Ba throughout all the years, we've spent so many countless opportunities spending time with Ba and, hearing her different stories. These are, memories that we're highly grateful for. They're memories that we'll cherish forever. When we grew up in Victoria, there was so many countless times that she actually came and would stay for us. We'd say that she was living with us, but she would stay for us for long periods of time. There was something that you could always bet on when she was there. It was finding a messy kitchen and a sink full of dishes. But within all that chaos, there was always a delicious meal in the making, always ready to be enjoyed by anyone who comes to the door. She absolutely loved to cook, and I truly believe that some of her happiest moments was spent cooking alongside Dada. I remember, watching her and Dada cook during my wedding, and they were just having the time of their life, smiling, laughing. I don't know who they were cooking the food for because we catered the wedding, but so did it. Another one, that memory that I have is, she has an insatiable love for conversation. I'm sure, all of you can relate to the countless times that she's chatted all your ears off about just random things or even great stories. She always had an ability to make every conversation meaningful, and a gift, that's a gift definitely that made her a cherished and confident friend to us all. Me and Harish were very fortunate enough to spend some time with Ba this past August. She had a warm and curious mind. She asked questions about each of us, wanting to catch up on our lives and the latest happenings. It was a very precious time we had together. One of my last memories with her was one of the days I was there. I had the opportunity when she woke up to help her get ready. I got to help her brush her teeth, comb her hair, wash her face, give her a massage. And she was super happy and excited that day. And we were so happy we had that time. Ba, we love you deeply. And Jai Shri Krishna.
Thank you for everyone who came today. Thank you so much for attending my grandma's funeral. This has been a heart-filled day. I just want to share a couple stories that I have. And I just remember, coming home from school and seeing her sitting there, and she'd always ask me, "What do you want to eat today?" And I'd always eat out or something like that. And I'd have to tell her, I don't want anything today, it's okay, but she'd always cook something anyway. And then, I'd eat it, but be so full, and she'd keep saying, keep eating. So every time, it was an ongoing thing every day. So I finally learned, I probably have to wait to eat until I get home, because I know she's gonna cook something, right? So, but Ba said something to me, a long time ago. She said, "I think you're gonna have the first kid in the family," and I was fortunate enough to at least say to her, I am having a daughter now, so that was good. And I just want to say, she was really religious, and some priest must have told her this or something, but it was a good moment to at least get the chance to tell her this, because she was super happy about it. But I remember, over her life, she's touched so many people, and even recently, when we were here in Toronto, we took an Uber home from my aunt's house, and the Uber looked at me and said, "Oh, I think I know your grandma who lives there," and I saw her walking, and she talked to me for about 30 minutes about something. So it's funny. She seemed to obviously touch a lot of people, and she obviously loved to talk to people. Everyone knows that. So her cell phone bill must have been quite high, but hopefully she's talking to Dada now, and she's in peace now. So thank you so much.
May I call for Max Adisha?
Good morning, my name is Max. This is my sister, Kenisha. We're Quinny and Mike's children. Thank you all for coming today to celebrate our Ba. Although we grew up in a household of mixed cultures, when we reflect on Ba's life, we know that it was a testament to several values and principles that are rooted in Hinduism but can be applied really broadly.
So firstly, Ba had a profound connection with her spirituality. She found comfort in meditation and through sharing wisdom with her family and her community. And Ba always tried to teach us the value of having inner peace and the importance of doing right by others. Secondly, this is a recurring theme, but definitely worth mentioning. Ba demonstrated great resilience through her lifetime. She faced life's challenges with grace, and she emerged stronger each time. Ever since Max and I were kids, she always pushed us very hard to reach our goals, and we felt her pride and we felt her support through every step of the way.
Finally, one of the most remarkable things about Ba was her generosity and her hospitality. She had an amazing ability to bring people together and build communities. From Kenya to England, and even in the middle of the Canadian prairies, everywhere she went, Ba made friends, and eventually those friends became like family. Her home was a place of warmth and welcome, where everyone felt like a cherished guest, and her life revolved around food, laughter, singing, and dancing. And I know that everyone in this room has eaten an extra plate of food than they bargained for going over, just because of Ba and her delicious cooking. All of this came from a really deep sense of love and care for others, and she greatly valued her interactions and time with family and community until her very last days with us.
We're gonna miss Ba's cheeky smile. Her tight hugs, her lessons in life and in cooking, walks by the lake, and just generally her zest for life. We're so happy that Ba's soul has been in peace, and may we all just continue to draw inspiration from her legacy and keep her near to our hearts. Thank you.
Thank you, Max Adisha. Can I ask Olivia to come and share her memories? Thank you.
Hi, I'm Olivia, and this is my dad, Paige. My brother and I, Nathaniel, will miss Ba very much. Having grown up in the UK, we spent less time with Ba than some over the years. However, in the last few years, we have really valued the quality time we shared with her during her trips to England, and will miss her greatly. We admired Ba for lots of things, but one thing that stands out is her feisty spirit. Even towards the end of her life, she didn't give up her zest one bit, going on her walks, cooking, and most of all chatting. I'm sure she would have won some sort of record for the most calls and messages received by a 92-year-old. I have also learned boldness from my Ba, and that it is possible to make friends with anyone, anywhere. In times when Ba was living with us, we met more new people in our neighborhood, and she would meet them on walks and bring them to our house. I also loved being taught how to cook by Ba. Most days when I was home, we were making rotli and shak together, and sometimes I would surprise her, making dough before she got to the kitchen. And it started off her correcting me, add a bit more flour, add a bit more water, but then I would just get the approving nod. She would send me back to London with a new rolling pin, daba, pressure cooker, and I'd share my cooking with her over FaceTime. I also loved how into exercise and dancing Ba was, and we used to dance together and doing classes from YouTube. She was about half the size of me. We must have looked like quite the pair. We're very sorry that my brother Nathaniel isn't able to be here today, but we're very grateful that he was able to see Ba last week and spend time with her and have special moments with her. I always loved seeing her face light up when we would tell her that he was coming home and she realized he was here. She will be greatly missed by my family in England, and my mum Fiona's family too. And also in England, she will greatly be missed by Kokila Mummy, Aaron Mama, Jay and Natalie and Vikas. We love and admired Ba so much, and I'm so proud she was my grandma. Thank you.
Gabe, Ethan, Izzy, thank you.
Good morning. I am Ethan. This is Gabe. This is Izzy. We are Alkesh's kids, and we're also the youngest set of grandparents, other set of grandkids. Ba, although we didn't get to spend as much time with Ba as all the other grandchildren, we were able to experience her loving and caring attitude and her happiness. I'll just share one of my favorite memories with Ba. At my bar mitzvah, like a Jewish generally, it's tradition for the family to be lifted up on a chair and danced around. And it's normally just immediate family and people who are young, so like 13, 12, and 10. But Ba was insistent that she would like to go up on the chair, and I remember seeing her, 89 years old, being lifted up on the chair, laughing, smiling, dancing throughout the entire night, and feeling her joy. And I remember most about Ba, her being grateful and happy to see everybody who she loved and everybody around her, and she always wanted to do what was best for us and wanted to make sure that we were happy and that her family was happy. I remember we were in the mountains with her. We brought her to a place called Telluride, which is one of the most beautiful places I've ever been to in my life. And I remember I was going to get water at like 2 in the morning, and I had accidentally woken her up. And the only thing she said to me was she was super grateful that I was able to live in a place as beautiful as Colorado. So I'm just very grateful to have been able to share the latter years of her life with her and experiencing her happiness.
Yeah, I remember she was wearing a green party hat when she was up in that chair in the photos, so I can show them if anyone wants to see. I also am really grateful that we got to spend a lot of time with Ba over the last year and these last couple of months, and I'm very grateful that we got to go to Saskatchewan with her 2 weeks ago. And while we were there, it was really amazing to see how happy it made her to see everyone else and to see all of her friends and her relatives. It really just, she used to light up the room, and it made everyone else so happy as well. So I'm really going to miss her. I'm proud to be her grandson. Thank you.
Okay, that's sort of sad. Like you said, we're Ba's youngest grandparents, apparently. Yeah, I just wanted to say she was such a colorful person, and thank you all so much for coming to celebrate her, because she loved to celebrate everybody else that she was around and made everybody else smile. So thank you so much.
I can't see Chandrash. Chandrash, do you want to come up and say a few words? You have to, Mama, would you like to come up and say a few words? Just to say that we have a bit of time as well, so if somebody wants to come up and say a few words, please feel free to do so. Yes, so,
Good morning, everyone. Those of you who don't know me, I'm Naren Pandya, the youngest in the Pandya family. Motiban's youngest brother. Now, when I mention the word Motiban in my saying few things about her, it means elder sister. Of course, to you, she's Lakshmi Ben. So, people call me Uncle Max, some of them. But Motiban had a special name for me. About 75, 76 years old, she named me Bachu. Bachu means the youngest one. Can you hear, by the way, at the back?
Yeah.
So, and she came to Vijayana's Punima mansion a few weeks ago, and she still called me Bachu, Bessie. Sit down. Now, everybody talked about what an inspiration she was. I have my own personal story about her. Oh, by the way, get up. The Jani family, the Pandyas, the Shukals, even the Bhatt family, I think they are here too. Now, it doesn't make difference what your last name is, but in the end, we are all one big family. And I think all the kids should remember that. So, and on behalf of my eldest brother, Motabai, who is in Winnipeg, who couldn't because of health reasons, please pass on I'm passing my condolences, or our condolences, to the whole family here. So what happened until Tuesday afternoon, and this is true story, inspiration. I wasn't sure if I was going to come or not. I don't think Purima even knew, if I'm right. The thing is, I don't know, after pandemic or whatever, I have developed so-called fear of flying. I'm not kidding you. People, I think you can share with this with me. So what happened, I said, shall I send Rajula? By the way, I met Rajula through Motiban and Jani ji, thank you. And I was going to send Rajula and my daughter, Rupal, to the funeral, or the celebration, I should say. And I said, no, something just didn't click. So I went in the backyard and started contemplating. I said, come on, Ray, think. And suddenly, out of, like somewhere from up there, Motiban's face came up. This lady, at 92, she goes to England. I call it the farewell tour, to say goodbye to everybody, meet relatives and whatever. And I'm telling you, she had friends like you wouldn't believe. Okay, she comes back to Toronto. You think that's finished? No. She goes to India. I think the kids mentioned it. Again, spiritual lady as she is, or she was. Visited temples, relatives, goodbye. Comes back to Toronto. You think, oh, that's it then. And this time she was getting a little frail too, I should say. She comes to Regina, Purima, Alkesh, and they came to. She had a couple of chores to do or whatever. And suddenly people in Regina, now those of you who are from Regina will probably know that we have a very close-knit family there. Our family means our community. Suddenly everybody started phoning my wife, Sarita, whatever. Oh, where is she staying? Where is she staying? And now, I'm not kidding you, Puri will testify this. In one day, like they will come in batches. You have about 100, maybe 200 people came to visit her. And she sat through every batch without getting tired or whatever. Am I right, Punim?
Absolutely.
Now, Jesus, I'm still thinking, The next day, it's not finished yet. She said, I will do my last shows. So we have a tradition called Rakshabandhan, okay? Where the sister ties a piece of string onto her brothers and the wives and kids and whatever, and give them lessons. So she tied this thing on me. But you, if I ought to say anything, forgive me. I just shook me, you know. And I won't even, come on now, you haven't done anything. No. If I've done anything, forgive me. Same thing she said to Rajika. Now, as a tradition is, that Rakshabandhan we tie, as soon as she ties it, brother always puts his hand in the pocket and gives some money to the sister. She said, no, I don't want it. And she said, Mare kya upar le jawana se? That means, I'm not gonna take this up there, you know, like inspiration talk, you know. And suddenly I said, oh wow, this is like end of a material possession, like Maya has gone about financial whatever, and you know, good sign. Anyway, so she tied the Rakis and everything, gave her sweets, and next day, again, she's not finished yet, eh? Don't forget. So she comes to our house. Now we come to our house in Vijayana, and we have a lot of steps at the back and then on the gate. By the way, the gate, the deck. On the deck, that Jani and Mutiban blessed the day we built the deck. So actually, that's just a minor point. Anyway, she climbed all the steps, came in the house, started eating. Now, she didn't eat much. Her diet had really gone down. She would eat pineapple, watermelon, whatever. But then my wife said, Rajula, it just happened that day. Look at the coincidences. That day was Janiji's death anniversary. Am I right, Punim? 17th or 18th or whatever. So Rajula had, now Janiji, every time he came to our house in Regina, she will make a chili pakora. He loved hot food just like I do. I mean hot means spicy. So Rajula had made that spicy chili pakora. And he said, Motiben, Jani wanted it. That means this is for Janiji, I specially cooked. She didn't eat anything else. Like Rajula had made a whole bunch of meals and whatever. But she ate that chili pakora, and I couldn't get over that, you know. She didn't eat much, just a little taste, because it was hot. And I'm telling you, it was hot. She had to go to the washroom. She climbed all the stairs to the washroom without a walker, without a cane, or whatever. Next day, then they had to fly back to Toronto or whatever. Now, and I said, and here am I, worried about flying, or scared of flying. Suddenly this inspiration came, and in 1 hour's time, I booked flight, Raju and myself, to Toronto. Now that's my story, and I'm sure she has given a lot of inspiration, motivations to people. Wonderful, wonderful lady, and again, condolences to the family. Actually, I should say all the family, Pandeas, Janis, Shukos, and Bus, you know. And thank you for having me. Piyush, thank you very much. Yeah.
Thank you so much, despite that fear of flying, that you're here today, and we thank Bar that she inspired you to that. I think Mike would want to say a few words. No.
It was my honor to help you capture. We knew things were not going well when she didn't want to go out for walks anymore. But I do know that on the day before she passed, I think it may have been her last waking moments, she was surrounded by all her children. And the joy on her face that I had pictured of makes me know that she's now at peace. And I'm so grateful that I was able to witness that. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? So for those of you who didn't know Ba, I hope you got a short cameo in your mind about Ba. A quiet, retiring, shy, introverted person. She was not. She was absolutely none of those at all. Panditji will now lead us in our last rites before we go downstairs. And as we've heard, Ba would not be happy unless all of us had some food today. So not just downstairs now, but later on this afternoon too. So thank you.
Something I'd like to say to you guys. We are 5 of us, 5 brothers, 5 kids in the family. But we have Chandras, he's the 6th one. He's just as one of us. And he was always there for mom and dad, with me, whatever we did together, and he always there for me. I know he doesn't want to get up today and say anything, but for me, he's done a lot, and he's always welcome in order to be part of the family. Thank you, Chandras, yeah? Thank you.
Everyone please take one by one from the bag and take 1 flowers and offer to the Mataji, and the start from the bag, and everyone give your last respect to the Mata. From back, everyone please come forward and take 1 flowers from here. Please, if somebody hold the flowers from here and give it to everyone, one, and 1 instance sticks to that flowers. Please come, everyone.
Yes. I remember from the Jani. Yes. Yes, definitely. Sure. Did you go to the oh my
Huh? I came late. I wasn't feeling good. Jani's in New York.
Oh, sorry. I didn't realize. Vagina, I think so. No, I didn't know that. After a long time.
I know.
We were singing together. So sharp.
Never give up.
Yeah. In your dream? Oh wow. Oh my god.
What is that?
You get extra time with her. That's next. Yeah. I'm glad she was able to go to Regina and come back too. Yeah, I know. You can't imagine. Yeah. Yeah, she's so vibrant. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. It was nice to hear about all the grandkids, all their special moments with her. And, yeah, it's so beautiful.
Oh, this is way too long.
Nice to see you. Bye. Yeah, I was trying to reach her, so I was able to come. Yes, for exactly, God has a plan.
Existing still on.
It's true.
It's done. I thought John was going to be here. John is in New York. Oh, he went to his brother's
So then you have to apply in person here at the embassy, or you or maybe sometimes they give you at the border too. My friend is going today. I'll text her and ask if she needed a visa. Even if how much was it very expensive? Almost, I would just keep it. Then that way, if you have proof of you applying for it, then that might expedite if you have to do the new process too, right? Because if you cancel it and you go there and they say, oh, we're still accepting it, then it's too late. You don't have it. Did you ask her tuition? Yeah, my friend is going, she's leaving today, flying from Montreal to there, but maybe she's doing it before October, so she comes back she's gone today and then she comes back by the 20th of September, so yeah, I'll text her then and ask her, yeah.
So it's just not accepted my memory is someday that I show.
Yeah, he now lives in Victoria. Ashok lives in Victoria.
Oh, is it price
That's his first son in the UK. Yeah. I think he's the second son. Ashok is the oldest. He's wearing a suit with gray hair. Yeah, gray hair. He lives in Victoria. Yeah, I saw him. Yeah. I think they won't come back after vacation, so if you want to see them now, you should see, because then they'll go, and then after that meeting, they'll come back.
I just have trouble when it comes on the phone replying on the screen, so I have to go to the screen reader to do it on the computer. I'm in Toronto. Yes, for sure. I'll respond to your message when you send up the time. I'm in the midst of a film festival right now for the next 2 weeks, so. Oh, okay, perfect. Okay, sure. Yeah, once the festival is done, then I will message you for sure. Yes. It's so nice to meet you in person. Nice to meet you. I know, shut up. It took about 30 years, but eventually it happened. Yes. I think so. When I left Regina, I mean, I didn't really grow up in high school, but I left after grade 12, so I think